All right, we are here. HeadKick Audio, episode number, what are we at, 28?
Yeah, 28, because, I can't remember shit, so, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, the super crazy J should be right here, somewhere on this vicinity. I'm going to laugh if she throws you on the other side.
Ooh, it's an illusion.
All right, in the theme, you heard the one and only by the gods. They did the theme for us. Pretty dope shit. They actually just acquired a vocalist. Pretty stoked about that.
Congratulations, guys.
And then your video right here is courtesy of Imbued Photography and Design. And the recording on that side is brought to you by Crazy J, the MMA white belt. Where is my fucking goddamn... Oh, there it is. I have a little pad that says I'd pay to see the MMA white belt roll.
Oh.
I kind of wanted to... I might get that tattooed on me somewhere. I just might. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So, let me tell everybody what we are getting into today. We've got the PFL Playoffs that happened October 11th, which is a Friday. Rare for PFL, but it happened on a Friday. And who was there, John?
If I'm holding it right, because I don't want to bring up my video screen to see if I'm doing it right, but hopefully I'm doing it right. We were actually motherfucking there at the goddamn PFL. It was so amazing. I don't think I've ever been treated that well in anything I've ever done in my entire life. It was such an amazing time.
Okay, so what he is referring to is, yes, we were at PFL. We were bringing you live coverage. We were acting as media there, and it was pretty cool. PFL, awesome organization. Them and the venue treated us very well. It was very cool. So we're excited to do that again. And also, we were at Rough 36 over at the Arizona State Fair. Pretty fucking cool. Go to get your cotton candy and your turkey legs, and you're like, holy shit, there's some fights? Fuck yeah. That was dope. We were there for that one too. One of my screens went black. Gosh dang it. Luckily, it's just the phone, so I could just fucking swippity swipe and I gotta put this in. I got that fingerprint shit. So
swippity bipity boop.
Oh, swippity bipity boop. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, so we did Rough 36 out in Phoenix. That was on the way home from Vegas, and that's 3 events in like a span of 8 or 9 days, dude. Working full-time jobs and doing all that coverage, dude, that's intense.
Dude, I'm still trying to recover. Like, I got home and I tried to go to sleep, but fucking Batman, my cat, he was just so excited to see me. He would just lay right next to my head and then just repeatedly beat me with his fucking tail. So I didn't really get to go to sleep until like 3 because I kept trying to fight my cat.
Also on today's agenda, we had UFC on ESPN 19, Joanna JJ versus the Karate Hottie. That one was a good one. That was a good main event. And then Bellator, of course, makes it impossible to follow them. Although I do think that they had some technical difficulties because I was watching part of the first card, I want to say, and like everything just went like on loop. They were just playing the same fights over and over. So I think what had happened was some of the Bellator crew got stuck in an elevator. I don't know. But I think even if it wasn't for this may or may not have happened elevator incident, I think Bellator needs to get their shit together and put it all on one platform, please.
That would be nice.
Is it the app? Is it Paramount? Is it DAZN? Or is it another website? I mean, come on. I just want to watch your fights, and you're making it difficult. Also, as you can see, we are wearing our zombie or Halloween or scary looking t-shirts this month because it is Halloween. at the end of the month. It's not Halloween right now, but wait, we almost there. So yeah, you had Bellator, you had UFC, you had PFL, and we're gonna bring you some Arizona MMA with the rough. At the end of the episode, we're gonna go ahead and drop an interview from none other than Canadian UFC featherweight Kyle the Monster Nelson. Pretty fucking good for October. The monster. That's October.
Oh, yeah,
it's got
definitely.
October written all over it.
Very fitting. And I think you probably already said it, but I'm going to say it again because it's fucking exciting. This is our very first international interview.
Oh, that's right. I hadn't said it yet. I don't think I had said it yet.
So yeah, this is really, really fucking dope. So check it out. Don't go nowhere. Check it out.
That's it. So let's go ahead and get started. We are just going to run through results on Bellator's cards because there was multiples. And I caught the Manhoff and the Sakara fight. Outside of that, I mean, it was pretty tough to kind of keep up. So Alessio Sakara defeated Kanan. I'm not really 100% sure, but he defeated Grisby via knockout round 1, super early, at 23 seconds. I actually got to watch that fight multiple times. Rafael Macero defeated Kane Mausa via split decision. Stefano Paterno defeated Ashley Reese via UD. You got 30-27 and a couple 29-27s. And then Merhoff, he defeated Yannick Bahati. That dude looks crazy. Via TKO round 1. And then your other Bellator card. The other Bellator card that was on... it says it was on the Bellator app. I don't think it was, though. No, see, it was on Paramount and DAZN via tape delay. That hurt way more than I thought it would. I hit my headphones with this pen.
Oh.
That rang in my ears super bad. All right. So are you done playing musical chairs over there? What's going on?
What do you mean?
The screen kept moving. Are we done?
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to get it to the...
Fucking with me over there. He's in Sierra Vista right now, if you didn't know. So, Nicolo Soli defeated Daniel Castle. I'm going to go with Castle or Casal. Triangle choke, round 1. Looks like somebody finally pulled it off. And, if they pulled it off, they probably did it the right way. Walter Pugliese defeated Andre Fuzi. Anyway, it was a UD.
Yeah.
Kirill Sadlinkov defeated Domingos Boros. UD. Drago Zubko defeated Etsy. I swear I'm not making this up, though. These are their names. Anyways, and then in your main event, Vadim Nenkov defeated Rafael Carvalho via rear naked choke, spoiling Carvalho's light heavyweight debut with Bellator. So, that was a whole lot of names I could not pronounce. We have some more, but I know how to pronounce the next ones just a little bit more. So that was your Bellator Europe and your Bellator 230. So Manhoff and Nemkov, your big winners. Also, Alessio getting a win in there as well. Move on. Get Bellator out of my face. No, let's do PFL last because we was there. We'll do the cards that we were there last. So we'll do rough and then we'll end with PFL. Okay. A lot of shit happened with that PFL card. Did you hear about those managers? Son of a gun! Your dudes are fucking in the cage and I don't even know. I don't even want to get into it. Now look, I don't know what really fucking happened. I really have no idea. But all of fucking Ali's dudes, they back Ali 100%. And you're talking about, Frankie Edgar's of the world. You know what I mean? Frankie Edgar, one of the fucking, realest dudes out there, stands by this guy. So, I don't understand how I could dislike somebody so much.
Maybe he's just got one of those faces.
No, and it has nothing to do with the way I just don't like the way the guy carries himself. He is constantly picking fights with other fighters, other managers. It's like, dude, okay, just do your job. do your job, and that's all you got to do.
What's this dude got against managers? Like, what the hell?
He's got a lot of things against a lot of people, and like, there's just, I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole of Ali Abdelaziz. Please, let's just move on. So UFC on ESPN 19. Oh, sorry, on ESPN Plus 19. Jesus, these are getting long.
Yeah.
How about JJ versus a Karate Hottie? I'm cool with that. Can we just, or UFC Tampa? Give me that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I really hate complaining about how long these things are, but we'll just keep doing it until they stop. We'll work from the bottom to the top. JJ Aldrich defeating Lauren Mueller via unanimous decision. I'll tell you what, both these girls look pretty good, but JJ, she just seemed like she wanted it a little bit more, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Well,
I think like towards the what was it, like the second, or maybe it was in the middle of the first round. I forgot which round it was. I should have wrote that down. But they both just looked at each other, threw their hands up, and like, "What's up? Let's go!" And it was just nonstop action from there.
Yeah, and you know what? This card was really great because there was a lot of action on the entire card. There was, I don't think there was a fight that really disappointed per se. It's just that you were high on action early on, so fights that maybe had a lull here and there kind of seemed like, oh man, come on, really? Because I remember when we were live tweeting this shit, I'm like, what the fuck is in Tampa's water today? Jesus.
Yeah.
These fights were great. Like Marvin Vettori defeating Andrew Sanchez via unanimous decision. Now look, okay, the dude Unbroken MMA, I believe that's at Richie MGR, okay? Me and him have had conversations on the interwebs or the social medias or, whatever you want to call it these days. But we've had conversations where, and you know what? He's changed my mind. So, Richie, mind change. If being tough is your biggest weapon, maybe you shouldn't be, fighting. Andrew Sanchez, he's a good fighter. Is he ever going to be a great fighter? Probably not. And look, the dude could probably squash me like a bug. Although we do weigh the same right now, so careful. But same thing with Vittori. Same team. What the fuck?
Same team
with Vittori. He's a good fighter, but is he ever going to be a great fighter? It remains to be seen. I mean, he gets past guys like Andrew Sanchez, and gave Adesanya a run for his money. But he's another one of those guys that's just super tough. You know what I mean? You can't put the guy away. So, look, I'm taking nothing away from these guys. That was a badass fight. That was very fun. But Sanchez, dude, you got to be something other than a chin. Otherwise, you're not going to get very far in this sport. Miguel Baiza. Miguel
I was calling him either Baiza or Baiza. I don't know.
Miguel Baiza. We'll go with this guy eventually. He defeated Hector Aldana via knockout. It was the leg kicks and punches. I really think the leg kicks were super sweet. And goddamn, that guy needed help walking out of the cage. So he's okay, to my knowledge. It's not like he got his clock cleaned or nothing like that. But the leg kicks definitely set up the finish there.
Yeah, he got kicked so hard, I think I felt it, dude.
Man, you guys aren't even the same color. Not even close. Marlon Chito Vera defeated Andre Ewell via TKO in round number 3. Now, check it. Vera had so many chances to finish this fight, and Ewell showed toughness. He showed that he's a tough SOB. But Chito don't give up, man. Chito don't give a fuck. He gonna kill you. It's just a matter of when. Okay? This guy, I think, has won 4 or 5 in a row. And I believe they're at bantamweight. I'm pretty sure. Because both these guys are pretty big. But I think they're at bantamweight. Bear is somebody to keep your eye on, man. I don't even know any other way to fucking put it other than this guy's a problem in the division. And I hate when people say, oh, I'm a problem. Kamaru Usman, shut the fuck up. It's not like you're oh, wait, he is the champ. My bad.
Well, I mean, what's also cool about Marlon is that he is now tied second in finishes with I believe 7, if my notes are correct, and he's tied second with Uriah Faber. So
Uriah Faber went inactive in 2016, I believe, and was still able to hold on to history long enough to make his return and keep going.
Yep, definitely.
You know what I mean? I wonder when they're gonna get fucking Cali Kid back in there, man. Fuck, he comes back at 40 and looks like he's 20. Dispatches of old fucking who's that kid he fought? He had the mullet.
I don't know.
His name escapes me. His name escapes me, but I actually like the dude. He fought for Ricky Simone. You know, usually when a name escapes me, I don't get it during the episode. But Ricky Simone, it's because of the hair, man. The dude's fucking mullet game is on point. Okay, I bet you that's the only reason why I remembered his name. Because at this level, they're all good fighters. I can't just say, "Oh, he's a great fighter," and that's why I remembered his name. I can't do that. He's got something that sets him apart from everybody else. And it's his fucking mullet game. It's his mullet game. I actually, as a matter of fact, I think I remember him saying something about the reason why he lost was the bad juju because he did the cornrows. And he doesn't do that. And that was the first fight that he did it. If I remember correctly, I think he was... I think it's, you know, he's probably joking, but he's like bad juju from the cornrows. Like, so he's probably not going to do that again. But yeah, check out Vera. He's a super, super fun guy. Lots of hardcores, like this guy right here, have been chanting this dude for a long time. Check out the Gods. He's definitely all over that guy. So he better get a big fight after this, man. Fucking, he's had opponents drop out at him, super late notice, guys missing weight, yada yada. Get this guy a big fight, please. Davison Figueiredo, I think I said that right, defeated Tim Elliott. Guillotine choke. Ouch, I did not see the fight playing out this way at all. Elliott was using his, what do you call it? Unorthodox is what it was. Kind of reminiscent of that lawyer kid that fought over at Rough.
Yeah,
very
definitely
unorthodox. Throwing awkward strikes, awkward angles. You know, not having a traditional stance or fight type. It looked like Capoeira meets fucking Thriller. I don't even know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Now I just want to go watch Thriller. Okay, interesting. But yeah, Figueiredo proven once again. He's on a mission to get to the top, man. This guy right here, he's in a very shallow division, the flyweight division. So I don't know how much longer you can deny this guy, especially when Cejudo's calling out Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber and guys that I'm sorry are not relevant to the title, and you shouldn't be calling out guys that are old or injured. That's no disrespect, Dominic Cruz, okay, but I believe he's on an injury, okay, and that's no disrespect to Faber, but the guy's old. Okay, he's won one fight in like the last 4 years or something like that, maybe 3 or 4 years. The Ricky Simone fight. So, and no discredit to Simone, but Simone I think was barely top 15. So, I mean, you should be calling out the top of your division. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't watch Cejudo versus Cruz or Cejudo versus Faber. So I'm sorry, I'd fucking watch that shit. But I mean, if it were me, I get it. He's trying to make money, but. Dog. Come on. You got Sterling, who, I mean, he's on the mend. He just had surgery. But you got Peter Yan. You got Cheeto Vera over here. Fuck. Anyway, so if Cejudo doesn't go back to flyweight, you can definitely do Figueiredo versus Benavidez. I mean, clearly.
Ooh, that'd be a good fight.
I'd watch that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And just make it for the undisputed title. Say, hey, Cejudo, if you're done being Triple C, just go back to Double C and let these dudes have it. I think I don't like when guys like hold up divisions like that. It's kind of annoying. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm tired of saying no disrespect to fighters. Man, fuck them all. Alex Morono defeated Max Griffin via unanimous decision. And I think this was the fight that kind of put the lull in it until Morono fucking connected. I think it was like a kick. Fucking woke my ass up, dude.
Yeah.
He was out of fucking nowhere. And how Griffin didn't die is beyond me. Because, fucking, Like, ow. I died a little bit. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what kept him in that fight. But Morano still got the decision there.
Tampa water.
Very exciting affair. And much like the next fight, Davis taking a fight on 4 days' notice here. This Mike Davis. Okay, at Mike Davis MMA. You should go give that dude a follow because his account, if I had the right one, just follow the guy. Anyway, this Gifford kid got his fucking shit broke. He got his shit bloodied, and then he got his shit flatlined. He got flatlined.
Yeah. Was it early in the third round, or was it?
There was 15 seconds left in the fight, dude.
Oh no, no, I'm talking about I think it was round 2 when he was taking a lot of punishment, that Gifford kid, and I was like, dude, call it, stop the fight. I mean, yeah, he might have not been completely out of the fight, but dude, he was taking so many shots, and I safety of the fighter, man, and yeah, I don't think it should have gone as long as it did.
And people have different opinions, because I'm sure fucking Unbroken would probably disagree with you there. And, it's tomato. I mean, you're either with it or you're not with it. If you don't like fights being stopped, if the guy's not, fucking twitching on the canvas, then that's your cup of tea. If you don't like seeing guys getting beaten to a pulp and then ultimately twitching on the canvas, then that's your cup of tea. My cup of tea is probably somewhere in the middle. Could this fight have been stopped? Oh, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you're saying a fight could have been stopped, it probably should have been. Right?
Yeah,
I don't think I'm crazy here saying that if you're like, man, they could stop this fight. Okay, then they probably should have. If they could have, then they should have.
They pulled that ref from that fight from doing any other fights that night, so something must have happened.
Yeah, the commission might have said, bro, if we're not trying to have anybody die tonight. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's all about preference here, and I think I lie somewhere in the middle. Could that fight have been stopped? Yes. Am I outraged? No, the kid probably wanted to go out on a shield, because if you know fighters, like we do, a lot of them, like even the kid that was in the co-main event last night, he was saying, I felt like I was still in it. I wish the ref would have let me go out on my shield. You know what I mean? It's like the fighter is going to say yes, always. And it don't matter what the situation is. He's going to say, well, let me fight. His ear could have gotten kicked off. And he's like, nah, throw some Vaseline on it. I'm good. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Goop that shit. Let's go.
I couldn't hear you. What? You said go? Okay. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Either way, Davis looked fucking phenomenal. This definitely doesn't take away from his performance. All it does is raises his stock because he looked outstanding. And taking the fight out, ching, 4 days notice, that is an easy paycheck. That's an easy paycheck. You don't have to put in the training camp. You just fucking kind of roll off the couch. And, oh, you need me fight? Are you sure? Oh, in Tampa? Oh, I think I live here. Maybe. Who's the opponent? He's tall. I'll be okay. Yeah. Punch, and then he's dead. I mean,
I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah, right? I mean, fuck. Basically, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So, moving on. Your preliminary main event. You had Ryan Superman Spann defeating Devin Clark. Round 2, guillotine. Again, another one of those fights where it was kind of like, it seemed like the pace was a little slow. It seemed like guys weren't, trying. Devin Clark, okay, I'll say this again. That motherfucker has some tree trunks for legs, dude. What the athlete Spann is a big man. So, of course, he's going to have tree trunks. Devin Clark's were bigger than Spann's. Bro.
I think my entire torso was like the size of Devin Clark's one leg.
And if you can see, Crazy J, that's a big fucking thigh. Okay, that's a big. Holy shit. Anyways, I bet you my neighbors are like, shut the fuck up. I don't even give a fuck. Fight me. All right. Moving on to the main card. Eric, your boy, Anders, defeated Gerald Meerschaert, via split decision. A lot of people on Twitter didn't like this one, Buff.
Buff. I'm
Fucking
Buff now.
idiot. You Buff. What's up, Buff? Anyway, your boy, I mean, do you think... What is your opinion on this fight? Do you think he did enough to get the decision?
I think so.
The white belt disagrees with MMA Twitter.
Well, I mean, of course, it was a really close back and forth fight. I mean, Mearshart, he did some stuff. Wow, look at my fucking critiquing. I think he was basically trying to counter Anders, and I don't think that really worked out too well. And I think Eric brought the pressure. His cardio looked a lot better. I mean, of course, he was chasing the entire fight, but sometimes when you really, really want that win, you've got to be the chaser. And I think he did. He landed a couple big shots, and I think that's what really ultimately won in the fight.
I honestly think that what the judges saw was the pressure of Eric Anders, because Eric Anders likes to stalk his prey. He likes to be the one coming forward, and he'll jab with the right hand and just throw that mean left. Okay, because all his power is going to be in that left hand. Okay?
Yeah.
And he was throwing heavy shots, which I think the judges also liked. I think 2 out of 3 judges probably liked the stalking and the power that Anders was throwing. Now, look, this fight really could have gone either way. I'm surprised it wasn't a draw. I'm really surprised it wasn't a draw.
That's what I honestly thought it was going to be, was a draw. I was like, well, here goes another draw. But then they called a winner, and I was all, I'm happy. Okay. I hate draws.
Yeah, draws suck. I hate them. And this wasn't the only controversial decision on the card either. The next fight was this was worse. This is disgusting. Okay? Yeah. Now, this isn't as bad as Ross Pearson versus Diego Sanchez, where Diego Sanchez got his ass kicked for 3 rounds and still ended up the winner. But this is still it's one of the worst decisions in recent memory, recent history, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Matt Steamrolla Frivola defeated Luis Pena via split decision. I don't know what fucking fight these judges were watching. I have no idea. By the way, did Green Bay lose?
I have no idea. I don't have anything pulled up because I'm focused on the fight stuff.
You focused on the fight stuff? Well, let me see here. No, that's just telling me that all of these nuts. That's just telling me that dude. What's his name? Ali Abdelaziz. Yeah, he punched me. Yeah, well, fuck it. Whatever. My fucking Packers probably lost against the stupid-ass Lions, motherfuckers. Anyway, Monday Night Football. Get over it. Yeah, just disgusting decision. I'm sorry. I felt confident that Luis Pena won that fight.
Yeah, I mean, for me, personally, clearly, the Violent Bob Ross won rounds 2 and 3. I gave Frivola the first round because he was doing a little bit more, but then the second and third round, dude, Luis Pena, dude, he figured out what he needed to do, and he fucking executed his game plan. Whatever his corner told him, whatever he decided to do when he got in the situation, whatever he needed to do, he fucking did it. Especially with those knees. Those knees were pretty vicious.
Yeah, they were vicious. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, Anders Mearshart, that could have been a draw, and it could have gone either way. That, it was a split decision, and that's one of those fights, man, I don't know, could have gone either way. You know what I mean? Frivola Pena? No, Pena, clear winner. Clear fucking winner. Okay? Anyway, disgusting. Disgusting! Amanda Ribas defeated Mackenzie Dern via unanimous decision, 30-27s across the board. There really is nothing to say here other than Amanda, probably one of my favorite post-fight interviewees now. I fucking love this girl. Mackenzie Dern coming back 4 months after pregnancy and just fucking didn't have nothing. She didn't have nothing. On the ground,
well, I mean, I think
Ribas was able to get out of everything, and Amanda was picking her apart on the feet, dude. What is there to say? What is there to say?
I mean, fucking coming back after 4 months after just having a kid. I'm no lady, at least I don't think I am. But I mean, that's a pretty tough feat in itself. Coming back to fight after 4 months of having.
I'm not discrediting Mackenzie Dern, and I'm not saying what she did wasn't spectacular coming back into a cage fight. But she got her ass kicked.
She did, but I do give her credit for coming back like so quick.
Okay, props, yes, but props ain't gonna fucking help her bank account or her record.
Nope.
So
at least not after this one. Do you think she could? Do you think this might have been too tough of a fight for her, coming back? Or do you think they could have gave her somebody else? Or do you think this was like the right matchup?
I think this was the perfect matchup. I think Mackenzie Dern needs to learn how to box. She needs to learn to stick to what she's good at, which is getting the fights to the ground and ripping bitches' arms off or choking them out. I don't think that she needs to get into these stand-up wars because she's got a chin. She proved that. She proved that she's got a chin. But outside of that, again, like if that's your biggest asset in a fight, it's either time to move on or you got to change something. You can't just be known for... Look at Roy Nelson. Okay? Is that guy ever going to be champion? No. There you go. There you go. You do not want to be the Roy Nelson of women's MMA. You don't want to be Roy Nelson of the middleweight division. So Sanchez, Dern, fucking stop showing off your chin and get those skills and win fights. Come on. And I'm not saying that these motherfuckers ain't skillful, but fuck it. But fuck it.
But fuck it. I like that.
Speaking of butt fuckery, Nico Price KO'd the fuck out of James Vick, and I've never seen anybody, aside from maybe Rockhold, that caught more shit for getting knocked the fuck out. Holy shit. Nico Price, this is his second knockout victory in not as many fights, but I think he's had, I think it's his second from the bottom KO in at least 4 fights. So it's been within his UFC tenure. He knocked out Randy Brown from the bottom with fucking smash fists. And then this time, it was the up kick. Yeah, what was Randy Brown? Oh, that was fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights ago?
Mm-hmm.
Why does it feel like it was just yesterday?
I don't know.
Anyways, the hybrid really showing that he's got a mixed game of, I don't have to be on the fucking feet to knock you out. I just kick you in the face while I'm laying on my back. I just punch you in the face while I'm laying on my back. And you go to sleep. You'll do it. Watch.
And correct me if I'm wrong with this name. This is only the second up kick finish in UFC history. The only other person to do it, it says Jay Fitch, and that's John Fitch, right?
Huh.
If that's right.
Well, I guess you'd have to look that up. That would stick out on his career. It's not jogging my memory at all. So, I don't know. But I'll go on about Nico Price because I could go on about the hybrid all day. He gets he gets on the floor. And then he kicks James Vick in the face. Now, look, I think this is like his third KO loss in a row, and they've all been pretty bad. This one probably being the worst because the impact of that heel to Vick's mouth, it sounded like a gunshot, is what it sounded like. It really did.
Yeah. It made me cringe a little bit.
Yeah, very. And you want to talk about the cringe king. I think that fucking heel might have done it. But did it say who it was against?
No. It came across the screen real quick, and I wrote it down, and I meant to look it up later that night, and I just straight up forgot.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing anything that's like...
I'm trying to think if there was another Fitch. Anyway, fuck it. It don't even matter, dude. So
either way, they share the record.
Okay. Nico Price needs to fight Mike Perry. So I think just as Gods puts out the Ferguson Khabib Ori Riot, I'm thinking about putting out the Price versus Perry Ori Riot. These are two of the most violent welterweights on planet Earth. They are, I believe, they're in the same state. How is this not a main event for a Florida card in like 6 months? I'm pretty sure Perry and Price would go tomorrow if you asked.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
I'm so bummed that this fight isn't announced yet. They should announce it right now because I said so. Cub Swanson defeated Kron Gracie via unanimous decision, 30-27, across the board. Or if you're a flat earther, Kron Gracie defeated... I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't even finish that with a straight face.
Like, dude, I know I'm the MMA white belt, and even I'm like, no, dude, you just because you're a Gracie doesn't mean you get like a free pass at winning.
Okay, there was definitely something in his water. That's all I'm saying. All I know is he's not sharing. Gracie, sharing is caring. Hook a brother up. Okay, what the actual fuck? This was okay. Now look, so I'm not saying that the third round wasn't closer than what the scorecards are saying, and I'm not saying that the second round wasn't getting there. But if you're telling me, Mr. Kron, that you believe you won that decision because I got high, because what the fuck? Diaz passing that pipe or what? Man. Yeah,
that's... How can you sit there and honestly say that, you're getting... I mean, you're not getting your face caved in, but you're pretty much getting your ass kicked, and you're sitting there going, I still won. Like, nah.
Pay my child support. Anyway, masterful, beautiful performance from Cub Swanson. This is one of those performances that we've come to, know him by, is these fucking wars. And, unfortunately, they're against lesser competition. Do Hoo Choi. The GOAT. What is his name? What is the GOAT's name?
I don't remember.
It's the fucking Russian... The Russian Hammer. He's over in Bare Knuckle now. The fuck is his name?
I have
Conor McGregor's boy. You literally can fucking right-click Cub Swanson and fucking open it up in a new window and help me out here so I fucking can stop looking like an idiot. It was Artem Lobov. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that, dude.
I knew all of his surnames or nicknames and what the MMA Twitter likes to call him. The GOAT. But, I mean, fuck. Artem Lobov, and that's such a fucking weird name. Anyways, back to Cub Swanson. He gets in these wars and puts on these performances like, man. And he had lost 4 in a row, and the UFC just knows Cubby's going to put on a performance. Cubby's going to fucking put butts in the seats. Cubby's going to put it all on the line for you, for him, for his family, for everything. He'll fucking put himself on the line. And he did. And that body work. I do not know what Kron is made of on the inside. But I'm thinking it's probably bricks. Because, ouch. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, no. Cubby, I'm super happy for him. He got the win. Super emotional afterwards. Don't blame him. Gone through a lot. I'm really happy for the guy. It's a genuine happy like this. You can't see me, but I smiled. I pointed at my face.
I kind of figured that.
In your main event, JJ Joanna defeated Michelle Watterson via unanimous decision. Your girl couldn't cut the mustard, bro.
Yeah, I don't think she had the right game plan.
No. And we were talking about this on the way home from Vegas. We do believe that the game plan was all wrong. Clinching and kickboxing with JJ is probably not the way to go. She's got really good Muay Thai skills. She's an excellent kickboxer, and she's taller and's got the reach on you. So the way to beat a girl like JJ is distance, right? And then you get in close and get the takedown. Okay? You strike at distance, and then you go in and get the takedown. Because if you can't get the takedown, striking at distance, you can still win that fight. It's going to be a lot tougher. But, I don't know. Just if she was trying to take JJ down up against the cage, it might have been better. But she was just clinching. And I think that's a mistake. You know what I mean? You should have been, dropping for the single, dropping for the double, dropping for something. Instead of...
do constant level changes. Like, mix it
That's what I
up
would have done. That's what I would have done. Because eventually, you've seen JJ, she does start to wear. Now, if Claudia could have kept up that same pace, she probably could have beaten Joanna. Okay? But she couldn't keep that same pace. She couldn't keep that energy, as the cool kids say. Okay? So, I don't know. I think the game plan was way off. Or not way off, but I think there could have been some adjustments there. And they just weren't made. They weren't made. So, unfortunately, Mom Champ ain't going to happen for the next couple years. I did hear on the MMA Twitter that everybody is pretty on the same opinion that they should have an atom weight because Michelle's a lot smaller than a lot of these girls, man. So I'm with all the weight classes. Bring them all. Give me 65. Give me 75. Give me 85. Give me 95. You want to go 105? Give me 105. You want to go men's 115? I don't give a fuck. If dudes can make it, give it to me. Give it to me. I want all of the weight classes. You want to know why? All of the belts. All of the belts. Because you might be the best at 155, but are you the best at 165? I don't know. Let me see. No.
Yeah.
No.
and it, like, to me, it actually it's kind of interesting that you can fight at a certain weight class, and you can be okay, and then you can either move up a weight class and do even better and stay there, or you just get your ass kicked. So you go back, you try to go lower, and because you try to go lower than your original weight class, like you get all sickly and then you can't hang there. So, like, it's just, to me, it's just weird how these fighters can just switch their weight classes. Like, I could barely fucking lose 10 pounds, and these guys are moving like 10, 15, 20 pounds, like, each weight class.
Yeah, I think more weight classes would mean healthier weight cuts, and I understand that there's people that are like, oh, I don't care if I walk around at 230 pounds, I'm going to cut to 85, or I don't care, I'm going to cut down to 70, or just whatever. There's going to be people like that. But, I mean, I just think more weight classes the better. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But JJ does get one step closer to her belt that she lost a couple years ago to Rose, I think it was. Now, I think, I don't know the scope of the division right now. I know there's Tatiana, and I know JJ getting a win over Watterson. That's a big deal here. And I think there's one other girl that's sticking out pretty good. I can't fucking remember. There's so much shit going on this weekend. Anyway, I could definitely see Joanna being one fight away from a title fight. I wouldn't be shocked if they're just like, hey, Joanna, go fight her. Okay, Whaley versus Jędrzejczyk. I could get behind that. I think that'd be a fantastic fight. I don't know. We'll see. Moving on. let's go ahead and talk about this here, Rough 36 that happened over at the Phoenix State Fair in Phoenix, Arizona. We were there live. We brought you the coverage if you were on the Twitter, the Instagram. I don't know if you hit the Facebook at all with it, but we were on the social medias with it. So we'll go ahead and go from bottom to top, and we won't get into these too much because there's a lot of amateur fights, and the fights were good. It's just we're kind of running out of time. So John Huber defeated Matt Dawes. Ridge Harmon defeated Zach Stewart via vicious body kick and follow-up punches. Sullivan Colley defeated James Gomez. There was a finish in round one. So shit gets lost. Anyway, for the amateur flyweight title, Anho defeated Antonio Ruiz via unanimous decision. The lightweight amateur title, Chris Renteria defeated Tyler Lanham via third round TKO. I do not know how Renteria was making 155 pounds. That guy looked like he was at least 200 getting in there.
Yeah.
For your amateur middleweight title, lots of title fights. Terry Lyles defeated Theo Nunes via round 1 TKO. Brooks Callaghan defeated Cody Agu via Americana in round 1. I believe
that was really cool to see.
That was very cool to see. Alim Muhammad, probably out of the amateur fights, that was probably my favorite fight. Muhammad, very, very skilled for an amateur fighter. He defended his featherweight title against Sam Moncada via unanimous decision. Great fight. Nick Alwag defeated Aron Loya via second round TKO. That was a very fun fight also.
I think that one was my favorite.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't think that Loya had the stamina to keep up that type of fight that he was bringing.
Yeah, dude, this isn't Mortal Kombat.
And then two really good guys in your co-main event here. We had them both on the show. We did the pre-fights. We like both guys very much. But Travis Foster defeated Austin Worms via TKO. So Diablo Sauce getting it done against the Assassin. I believe it was the second or third round. The video footage can be found on our IG. Check it out at HKA_AZ. And then in your main event, these guys are heavyweights and they were big and they were throwing heavy. Rich, rare breed Hale defeated Dale Soapy via unanimous decision. Rough, proven to be one of the better, local organizations, man. They're putting on hella fights.
Definitely.
And their cards are, they start them deep, but they're staying deep. That was a lot of fights to cover in a few hours.
Yeah.
But we did the dang thing. So we appreciate Rough or Ringside Promotions for having us. They got a couple events in November that we're going to try to hit up. I believe the 9th and the 30th. So we'll be bringing you live coverage for those as well. Let's move on to PFL. And here's how it went down. Okay, now remember, we were there live, so if you follow the show at all, you probably got all these results. But what is Laughlin's first name?
Brendan.
Yeah, Brendan Laughlin. This was the guy that was on the Dana White's Contender Series that everybody said should have gotten the contract, but didn't. So he signs with PFL. Already starts off over there a winner. Gets the unanimous decision over Waggy. Now we're going to move on to... No, we had one more non-playoff fight, right? Or was this a playoff?
No, it was this one, and then I believe it started the playoffs.
Okay, so Jesse Ronson was defeated by Alex Akin.
Alex Akin. That's probably what I would say. That sounds about right.
Alex Akin. Yeah, well, he was the winner. Okay.
Yeah, he won by round 1 TKO or knockout, whatever it is.
Okay. Now these are your welterweight quarterfinals, and then we'll get into the semifinals, and then we'll get into the women's semifinals. So Ray Cooper III defeated Sarabu Sai. That was a decision, right? These were the two rounders.
Yeah, these were the 2-rounders, but this one was actually ruled a majority draw. But all 3 judges
agreed that Ray Cooper should move on. Oh shit! Yeah. 808. Haha, we got it. We got the 808. We're good now.
Yes.
Okay, so Cooper, Sai ruled a draw, but they all agreed Cooper got the win. I'm not really sure how that fucking works. It was weird as hell.
Yeah, it was.
Excuse me. Franza, what's his first name? I don't like this format. I don't like not being able to see their first names.
This was Glyco Franza.
Glyco Franza defeated Andre Fiallo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so his name is Andre. Okay. How did he get it done? Because I can't fucking see that either, and I don't have any notes in front of me. I don't like this. I'm already mad.
Well, I got my little handy-dandy PFL thing that I had. I wrote down the decisions on there.
Oh, I guess I have one too, but I don't know where the fuck I put it. God damn it! I'm just gonna pout.
He won by unanimous decision.
Okay,
it was 2018.
Okay, go up. Magomed Karimov defeated Christopher the Action Man Curtis via decision here.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, Chris Curtis took off his gloves, left him in the middle of the cage, and retired from mixed martial arts. Magomed moves on to the semifinals. Next bout. John Howard was defeated by Arizona's David Machad via that was a decision, yeah? 2018?
Yep, decision. I didn't get the.
I think it was 2018,
but I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah, David Machad. That was a fun fight. I was super stoked for this fight in particular, not just because Machad is a hometown boy fighting out of the MMA lab, but because I really dug this matchup. Both guys are decent grapplers, and Howard's got power that can fucking change your life, buddy. They don't call him Doomsday for nothing. So I was really interested to see how David Machad would take the approach of fighting a guy with that kind of freakish power. He took it head on, as expected, and put on a fucking great performance. Moves on to your fucking semifinals. So now that has Magomed versus Cooper, and then you have Franza versus Machad. Okay, those are your semifinals. Okay. Unfortunately, Magomed was unable to continue. So right after retiring, Chris Curtis had to unretire, have them go find his fucking gloves, put them on, so he could go out and face Ray Cooper III for a chance at the final for $1 million and the belt. Unfortunately, things did not go Curtis's way, and he was flatlined by Cooper, I think in the second round or the first round?
The second round KO.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. And he was flatlined. He was crucified. It was an ugly sight just because I know Chris Curtis, and he's a good dude. I'm not saying Ray Cooper's not a good dude. What I'm saying is I actually know Chris Curtis, and that sucks. To see somebody you know get flatlined like that, it really does suck. He got up, he was okay, and he did in fact retire again 2 times that night. So it's unfortunate because I do think that he's still a great fighter, but I mean, when you take a abuse like that right after retiring, I can only imagine what the hell he was going through. So Cooper is now 1/2 of your final for the $1 million and the belt. In your other semifinal matchup, you had David Machad taking on number 1 seed Glyco Franza. Sorry. I kept wanting to call him Geico.
That's what I kept calling him too.
Because that's what I heard. I thought, because I don't read. I didn't subtitles, none of it. I don't like to read. That's probably why I never have notes. I like pictures. I read picture books, okay? That's just how I roll. But Machado got it done here. He got it done. He defeated the number 1 seed, which I also think Geico França, I think he retired after that fight. Which, again, is unfortunate because it's another good fighter. So, and he proposed. I hope the girl said yes.
I hope so, too.
I hope so. So now your final and the finale of this welterweight season is going to be David Machado versus Ray Cooper III. That is a phenomenal fight. Both guys have really good wrestling. Both guys have got power. Okay? I think Cooper probably edges the power there, and I think Machado probably edges the wrestling. So these guys are going to be throwing bombs. They're going to be fucking trying to take each other out. That is an awesome final. I love the way this thing played out. Now, in your women's semifinals, you had Larissa Pacheco defeating number 1 seed Sarah Kaufman via unanimous decision. Holy shit, was I wrong. I'm putting it out there right now. I was fucking wrong, listeners and viewers. I was fucking wrong. I thought Kaufman was going to dust this chick, as did 90% of the world. I think Pacheco and her corner were the only ones that believed she was probably going to win. And she fucking threw it in everybody's face. She won. I'm very excited for her. Congratulations. You proved 90% of the world's population wrong. Not very many people get to do that. And, of course, Kayla Harrison defeats Bobby Joe Dylel versus... she finished her. How was the finish?
Armbar round 1.
There you go. In traditional Kayla Harrison fashion, she gets the armbar in round 1. Super happy. This time she got the finish. And it was against a late notice opponent. Jenna Fabian was unable to make it. There was an injury or something. She's unable to make it. So PFL having some hiccups, still putting on a great fucking card. That was awesome. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and let our interview with Kyle the Monster Nelson play up in this bitch. Kyle was awesome. It was our first international interview. We're super fucking stoked that it happened. He was really cool and gave us a decent chunk of his time, and for that we are grateful. So go ahead and check out Kyle Nelson, after this, and we'll be catching you next week. What kind of shit we got going on next week?
I don't know. There's been so much shit going on, I kind of forgot. All right. Oh, we have the second round of the PFL Playoffs,
which I believe is are they the lightweights or are they the light heavies and heavies?
These are the lightweights.
Okay.
The lightweight and light heavyweight, and I think heavyweight is at the end of the month.
Okay, so this is the featherweights and the lightweights then.
Yes.
Okay, and then on Friday, you have Reyes versus Weidman. That's UFC Boston. You got Titan FC squeezed in there, or is that the following weekend?
That looks like that is also this weekend.
Okay. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There you go. So you have Thursday PFL, Friday UFC, Saturday Titan. So we'll be bringing you all that shit, and plus we'll have some cool fucking interviews. There's something lined up for you. But yeah, check out Kyle. Check us out next week at HeadKick Audio, that's Twitter, and at HKA_AZ. That is Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. MMA White Belt. Steven Front Roth.
You're the MMA wordsmith now.
I don't have a way with words tonight. I'll tell you that much right now. So we went on longer than we were supposed to. We did. We absolutely did. We are here with Kyle the Monster Nelson. Now, speaking of monsters, you're coming off a huge KO at UFC Mexico. Dude, that's a standing KO. Those things are pretty fucking rare. The last one I remember, or last one I can really recall,
was Moicano getting knocked out by Aldo. So, yeah. How did this one feel, man?
It felt good. It was, traveling to Mexico and stuff was a little bit different in the altitude, but I think we prepared for it well in training and stuff, so it didn't really affect me.
Okay, and I think you knew the knockout was going to come eventually, right?
Yeah, I knew, Polo likes to come forward and stuff, and then he likes to kind of box, and I know I can hit pretty hard, so I figured it was just a matter of time until I connected.
Yeah, it was, what looks like maybe a forearm or, right hand, but the overhand right is really what sealed the deal as I'm watching here. Really enjoying the work that you put in. So is that the go-to, is the overhand?
So for the finishing combo, I kind of set it up with an elbow. I wanted to land the elbow on the break. I wasn't really throwing it like a finishing shot or anything. I just kind of wanted to break, land an elbow, maybe cut him. But as soon as it landed, I knew he was rocked pretty good. So that's when I started to open up with the combo. And yeah, I think I went with a liver shot and then a right overhand. And once that overhand kind of landed, you could tell for sure he was out, and it was basically just the fence holding him up.
Yeah, I really like the body work too. Not being shy about where you're throwing those punches.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you said in previous interviews that you took your UFC debut on short notice at 55, and that your more natural weight class is 45. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because are we leaving the door open for a move to 55 if need be, or for a big fight, or are we 100% faithful to 145 pounds?
Right now we're gonna, I want to establish myself at 145. I think maybe later in my career I might end up going up to 155. I'd like to avenge that loss against, Diego. But for now, I think I need to kind of get my feet all the way in the door with the UFC, get a couple more knockouts, build my name up, and then I'll start looking at stuff like that.
Okay, and that brings me to my next point, because coming into this fight, you were 0-2. Now, was there any pressure coming in with a losing streak and, possibly facing a pink slip loss here in Mexico?
So I knew it was there in the back of my head. It didn't really add any extra pressure for me. I take every fight, every fight is the most important fight for me. So I go into every fight the same, whether it's, whether my job is on the line or not, it's still, super important. So it was there in the back of my mind, but it didn't really affect anything as far as training or anything like that.
I got you. Well, I'm going to turn things over to the co-host. Thanks for the time. We'll circle back with me later because I still got more for you. Jonathan, what you got for the monster? I love that nickname, by the way.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, I just want to start off by saying thank you again for taking time out of your busy day to chat with us over here at HeadKick Audio. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
I guess my questions. I usually kind of like teeter between like fight questions and just kind of regular Joe questions. Today I'm just going to focus on regular Joe questions.
Right.
Now I noticed that throughout your fighting career.
Oh, what happened? Jonathan, are you there?
Oh, looks like maybe he froze.
Uh-oh.
You fought.
Are you back, Jonathan?
Oh no, what happened?
Okay, we're still here, John, so keep going.
Okay, did my question at least come out or no?
Nope.
Okay. So I've noticed that you fought in a bunch of different countries throughout your career. Which country was your most favorite to fight in?
So far, I think it's Romania. I traveled to Romania 3 times to fight. And yeah, every time, I had a great experience. Got to travel around Romania, met a lot of the Romanian people and stuff. So, yeah, I think Romania is definitely my favorite place so far.
Hell yeah.
how many times have you fought there before?
3 times in Romania.
3. Nice. Wow. That's got to be pretty crazy being able to go to like the same country like multiple times. You kind of, get your favorite spots that you like to go to hang out and stuff, before and after the fights and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I get to build up a bit of a fan base. Especially here in Canada, the fights were kind of hit and miss, and I'd have to travel, all the way to the east or west, or so I didn't really get to build one solid fan base because I'd fight one time here and one time there, and so yeah, so Romania was the first time I kind of put 3 fights together in the same organization, kind of in the same area.
Nice. Um, Now, oh man, that stupid little glitch thing, man, that kind of threw me off my game a little bit. I do apologize. Um, what has been your most favorite promotion to fight with, before you got to the UFC?
Before the UFC, I fought Jonathan Brookins for an organization called Fight Night. So it's Fight Night by Z Promotions. It's here in Canada, out in the west, out in Alberta there. So I fought there, and I think that was probably as far as production goes, and everyone behind the scenes. Everything was great there. So that's probably my favorite.
Nice.
Awesome. Now, what kind of got you into the whole fighting career, if you will?
So when I was really young, when I was about 4 or 5 years old, I saw Rocky for the first time. So that kind of got me into, I was really interested in boxing, and I would run around and train lots, and but it wasn't really until I was about 14 that I was able to find a gym. I'm from a small town, so there wasn't really anything nearby. So I started traveling about half an hour away to a kickboxing and jiu-jitsu gym. And again, that's when I was 14 was 2005, so it was right when the first Ultimate Fighter came out. So I had just started training, and then the Ultimate Fighter came out, and that was what I was doing because I was already doing the jiu-jitsu with the stand-up. So I thought I'd try that, and I've kind of stuck with it ever since.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you did because you are a fantastic fighter to watch. Excuse me. Now, my final question I got for you is, what I like to hang out with the family. I got 2 daughters, so try to spend a lot of time with them. We go watch some movies or play games and stuff like that. What do you like to do in your spare time while you're not preparing for a fight?
Yeah, definitely, go and hang out with the family. Yeah, like I said, I'm from a small town. It's kind of out in the country and stuff. So, hang out with my son, my brothers, my mom and dad and stuff. Do some 4-wheeling, some hunting. It's always fun shooting stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of the traditional country boy lifestyle.
Nice. Now, is there like anything like in particular that you favor over the other? Like, do you prefer hunting over just going out in nature, or which one? Like, what's your preference?
Well, I do a lot more dirt biking and 4-wheeling. Hunting
Mm,
season's only a couple of weeks a year, so. But yeah, I like to get out on the ATV a lot and ride around. And my son loves going for rides and driving every now and then. So yeah, I think that's probably one of the funner things to do out in the country.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome. Well, sorry for my jumping aroundness and stuff like that. That really messed me up. But again, thank you for your time. We really do appreciate it. That's all I've got for you. I'm going to send you back over to the host. What else you got, Steve?
Well, I think the glitch kind of made me realize that we missed something very important here, Jonathan. This is our very first international guest. All of
Oh
our
wow!
guests on the show have been from the United States. You are our first international guest, and you're from Canada. So yeah, you're making some head kick audio history with us right here.
Awesome.
So again, I mean, there's a huge time gap between where we're at and where you're at. So thanks for making this happen and sticking around with this goofball over here. I know sometimes he's got some technical difficulties going on over there, but I'm glad we were able to connect. And then, the allergies, they're killing me. So I want to switch gears here a little bit, and I want to talk about motivation. Okay, what gets the monster up and going? What gets you going when the shit gets rough?
Definitely, trying to leave a legacy. I'm out here training, all day, every day to kind of try and prove that, I'm the best at something. I want to go down in the history books. I want to be remembered for what I've accomplished in this life. And then obviously to kind of support my son and my family and stuff, and avoid going to a 9 to 5 every day too. So, but yeah, it definitely started with, leaving a legacy and being remembered for sure.
Okay, well, right now, your real division, 145 pounds, it's wide open. It's pretty wide open. So if you could call your shot right now, who would you be calling out?
Yes, I mean it's hard for me to call anyone out right now, coming off of 2 losses and just getting the first victory. But I definitely want to get that second loss to Matt Sales. I'd like to get that one back. That was my only loss at 145 pounds. So and I think it's definitely a fight that I should have won. And I think it's one I could win again. So I'd like to get that one back. But I mean, other than that, there's like you said, I think it's pretty wide open. So I'd love to just try and stay super busy and kind of get 4 or 5 fights a year and start climbing up the ranks.
Okay, so you would actually be comfortable fighting 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah, absolutely. So I fought, my first fight was in December of last year. Then I fought in May, just fought in September. We're going to try and get a fight here in December. I want to try and keep them rolling every 2 or 3 months if I can.
Okay, and do you have a preference of where you fight? Would you prefer a home fight, or do you enjoy the traveling deal?
I do enjoy the traveling. I enjoyed going to Mexico. I would love to go check out Europe and Australia and all that stuff. And if the UFC pays for my flight and I get to go beat someone up, even better.
Yeah, right. Okay, now you are coming off a emphatic KO. Excuse me, allergies. And again, it was a standing KO, which, like I said, they don't happen very often. Now, we're on a 1-fight win streak. I get that, but how far do you feel you are away from a title shot?
So it really depends on how often I can fight. But I think every time I get in there, we're going to see something like what happened in Mexico, whether it's a standing knockout or ground and pound knockout. I think with the power I have at 145, I'm going to be finishing a lot of fights. So it's just how many fights I can get. I think in 2 years, if I can put together 8 or 10 fights and just keep knocking everyone out, I don't see why I wouldn't get a title shot.
Agreed. Now, pound for pound, where would you rank your? Here, let me put that up there for you. That's for our listeners and our viewers. My allergies are killing me, so if anybody is watching and they can't hear or whatever, I needed to apologize, I guess. Pound for pound, where would you put your power at at 45?
At 145, I think there's really only 2 other big power guys. I think maybe Josh Emmett, obviously he's got a lot of power, and then Jeremy Stevens. Other than that, so I'd put myself in the top 3 with those 2.
Man, that's some good company too, man. That's some real good. Emmett and Stevens have been there forever. So, now, how do you think you would do against one of those 2?
So I've trained a lot with Emmett down at Alpha Male, and yeah, I mean it was always super competitive. I haven't got to work with Stevens at all, but I was obviously in Mexico with him there, and I was really paying close attention to his fight, and unfortunately that got stopped a little early. So he's fighting here in UFC Boston, and I'm going to be in Boston cornering one of my teammates, Deanna Balbitsa. So hopefully I'll get to watch that fight live again and kind of scope him out a little bit better.
Okay, and then I'm going to put this one up because still I would pay to see it. I think I'm just going to do that for every interview that we do going forward. Now I got to flip back to my questions because I did have a couple more for you.
Right.
All right, here we are. Now, with your friendly fighting style and your ability to avoid the judges' scorecards, I wonder, has Monster Energy hit you up?
No, not yet. When I was like 6-0, I think I sent them a message, but obviously I was just fighting in regional MMA shows and stuff. So they sent me some stickers and stuff, but no sponsorship yet. But we'll see. Coming off this big knockout, maybe we'll get another highlight reel knockout, and we'll get a hold of them again.
Well, I think if you keep this shit up, they'd be silly not to, because that's what they're all about. They're all about high energy, and that KO was very high energy. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you for your time. It's been a lot of fun, despite the fucking allergies, the technical difficulties, the flipping through paperwork. It's been a lot of fun. So, do you have something lined up that you can talk about, or are there any negotiations on the table for December?
No, nothing I can mention yet, but yeah, I really got my fingers crossed. I mean, obviously coming out of that last fight, I'm injury free, so I was right back into training, and yeah, I'll definitely be ready to go in December, and we'll just see what Sean Shelby has for me.
Okay, and we still got a few fights left in our contract then.
One more fight in this contract.
Okay, so December would be the final.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey. That's good news, because you win there. That's cha-ching. That puts food on the table. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking steaks as opposed to ramen. So
There we go.
did you get the bonus for that KO, by the way?
Nope.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable. Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I would have given you a bonus. But all we can do is this fucking interview for right now. So again, I want to thank you for your time, and I want to give you as long as you'd like to thank anybody you want. Coaches, training partners, sponsors, anybody you want to talk about, mention, whatever. The floor is yours, my friend. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah. Well, obviously, thank you to Lynn Halmagine and everyone at House of Champions. My wrestling coach, Adrian Woolley, my cornerman that came out, Chester Colson, my family, my son, Corbin, obviously. Then my sponsors, we have Moose Delaney's, the Sport Lab, Sheath Underwear, the Muskoka Renos, Cooler Meal Management Bags, Urban Beard, Copperhead Distillery, Highlander Brew Co., Sire Biosciences, and Revel Design Co.
Yes. Awesome, man.
Nice.
Very awesome.
And hopefully Monster Energy soon.
Yeah. That's what I want to hear. Is one of them on your hat there?
Yeah, this one's Moose Delaney's here.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Check out Mussolini's right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, dude, thanks for the time. As soon as you get something lined up, let's preview your next fight, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to come back on once we got the next fight lined up, and yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be all up in Canada. Watch. The Monster's gonna get us in. He's gonna get us in, and we're gonna take over.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, man, dude. Thanks for the time. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Until next time.